Thank everyone. The lectures have been amazing. I want to thank everybody for putting this together today. Okay. And one second, I'm just going to get my computer because I'm going to try to combine a fair bit of information for you. Okay. All right. All right. So all I'd like to say is this is welcome to, okay, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure called Planet Earth. You have one mission, and that is to take the word earth and make it into heart. All the same letters in earth are in heart. There will always be clues everywhere for you on what you need to become. It has to be fair. There is a God, there is a creator, there is a source. Some of you may not like some of my lectures, some of you will love my lecture. And that's that. There's not a story that I've heard, I don't care how far back it goes, that isn't a lie. There's not a book that I've read that doesn't have lies in it. I don't know how the majority of the population even maneuver around. I'm not sure how they actually believe that nothing has touched this except the hand of God. First of all, it's called planet. That means planet ET. This whole planet is run by an entity. These billionaires, okay, can do whatever the hell they want. And we just complain about it. We get all upset about it. We fight with ourselves, we fight with others, and you can't do a damn thing about it. And there's only one thing that you can do. And I'm going to tell you what it is before I end this today. And understand something, this is planet Earth. A lot of people believe there's a savior coming. There's a hero coming. That's not even true. There's no savior coming, there's no hero coming. My father was a born-again Christian pastor. I heard it every day. I was waiting, I was praying, I was down on my knees, begging God, please. For God's sakes. We've been ruled, schooled, and fooled. And guess what? Whether you want to believe it or not, but most of the things you know aren't even true. And if they were true, you wouldn't be here. If you understood that your body is 99.999, I can't even say enough nines, spirit being. She already said it, 8 grams worth. Those 8 grams, okay, they are everything. They're everything. You feed the spirit, you heal. You heal. I don't get sick, I don't get COVID. There's no such thing as COVID. We could get into it, but there's no such thing as a virus either. Not what they say. Virus just means poisoning breed. Go look it up in the dictionary. Let me tell you something. This is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. What if that which we call God created all of it? What if God was the good, the bad, and the ugly? What if it said, we're going to allow the entity to rule down there, and we're going to see if you can be poisoned on every level and rise, and then go to the next level. You know how your kids love Nintendo, PlayStation? Well, guess what? They keep on trying to beat the game, don't they? To get to the next level. But listen, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's religion. If your religion is just making you feel like unconditional love and you got this, baby, I just love the person that comes to me because, Dr. Wolfe, are you still a Christian? You know what? And they'll come to me and they'll walk in and they'll go, it's in Jesus' hands. And I go, oh God, please go somewhere else. Now tell me that me and Jesus are going to heal me. And I'm with you. Don't tell me that something outside of you is going to do it. It's not going to last. People don't want to hear this. Well, if it was working, why are there so many sick people? Okay, first of all, take a look at different research and you'll find out that the majority of the population, being 99.9999%, okay, is only in the present moment 2% of the day. If you don't know how to stay in your conscious mind, then you're in your subconscious mind. How many people know from 0 to 7? I mean 0. As soon as you enter the womb, for most of you, it's a tomb. Both your parents were adulterated. Yes, they were. If they weren't alcoholics, okay, they were addicted to prescription drugs, okay, or they had so much fear in their heart, okay, they did the best they could. I did the best I could. Everybody's doing the best they can, but until you understand that you have to go in and reprogram your subconscious, How many people know that the heart has 5,000 times more energy, more vibration, more frequency than the brain? The brain is only a bloody computer. Stop giving it any credit. It is a computer that comes empty when you come in as a spirit, and from 0 to 7, it's programmed, and 97% of all your programs are toxic and killing you and everybody else around you. Until you have unconditional love for yourself and everyone else. Until you no longer judge yourself. If you believe there's a guy in the sky that's down here judging us, then guess what? You're going to have a hell of a life. You got to understand something. It's a frequency, it's an energy that created the whole universe. But meanwhile, it's seeing if you're bad or good, for goodness sake. But let's just make sure that we don't make God into Santa, because Santa is, guess what? No, he's not jolly. He's constipated. Nobody gets that bloated. Okay? Understand something right now. Okay? Your imagination was the greatest gift you ever had. You gave it up in school. You weren't allowed to have imagination. You had to give it up. Okay? Their answer was right. Your answer was wrong. There was only one right answer. No, there's 1,000 right answers. You know, everybody that spoke today, they don't have the same answer as I do, but their answers are right because they're coming from their heart. So let's make this really clear. You have your conscious mind, which is 10% of your brain. You have your subconscious mind, which is 90% of your brain. And the subconscious mind, okay, all right, doesn't work for you unless you have went to boot camp emotional course. I call BS on everything else. Dysfunctional belief systems. People don't make it. They don't make it. I have what's called the whole life coach certification. The first time I ever did it was when I taught it was when I was 28. I'm 67. I give a money back guarantee on the third day. I don't care who you are, psychologist, psychiatrist, nurse, doctor, okay, emotional worker. I'll blow your mind. Because you can't do anything from 28 and then do like 10 or 12 of these courses a year and not learn something. Understand something right now. The biggest problem you're ever going to have is that you should have had unconditional love for yourself from the very beginning. You should have never let anyone else judge you. You shouldn't need any approval from anyone. You shouldn't take anything personal. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what you think about me. I know that I process through my heart and I tap on the God spot in there. And I'm going to upset people here today, and some I'm going to upset, and then they're going to give me a call in a couple of days, maybe 2 weeks or a month, because they're going to go, holy crap, he really did care. The reality is this. Imagination is everything. Image. That's what it stands for. Imagination. And most of you, okay, that little sandbox you used to have, it's a kiddie litter now. Okay? Don't tell me, you know, and as far as trauma, drama, I mean, most people are wanting to retell their story or go back and learn how to forgive everyone and try to work with your suffering. Why can't you be here right now? Why can't you put a smile on your face right now? Why can't you put your hand on your heart, connect to your breath, and start right now? Because guess what? That is BS work. You know what? Anybody ever notice that people want to work with their trauma that they had? And did you ever notice how sick they are? The more you told the story, the sicker you are. If you went and retold the story right now, you would say to yourself, well, it's a lie. It wouldn't be, because understand something, all of you that have trauma and you can't move through your life, most of it's BS. You added to the story. 30 years of trauma. You're going to tell me you even know the story. You go ask your brothers and your sisters, your mother and your father, and they're going to tell you that's not what happened. That actually happened to Jimmy, not you. And understand something, I'm telling you the truth. You can either be a victim today or you can be a braveheart hero. You can either become your own practitioner or try to seek out one. You can either get trained or you can get treated for the rest of your life and you'll be mistreated. Everybody has good intention, but we need to give everybody back their power. That's it. Everybody gets their power back, baby. That's it. That's the only way things change. And understand something. Leaders are individuals. They're not like the majority of the population or groups. It's individuals. And it's finding your authentic self. And you haven't found your authentic self until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. No matter how much you think you screwed up, you're not going to give okay, here's the deal. Every one of you, we can all do the same thing, the same mistake, and every one of you will punish yourself or someone in your family at a different rate and a different length of time. Who's right? There's 40,000 different prominent religions, and they're all going to heaven, except they don't think the other ones are going because they're right. You can make up any story you want. They're all just stories. And these stories just came through generations. The reality is there's nothing more powerful than the present moment, connecting to your breath, putting a slight smile on your face. And that's it. Everything, all healing only happens in the present moment. So guess what happens when you go to see a medical doctor? You go see a naturopathic doctor that hasn't learned unconditional love and the power of healing yet. Because really, there's nobody that heals you. Nobody heals you. I can create a frequency by using energy medicine, by using nutraceuticals, by actually creating a charge inside of you. But I got to get you to magnetize to it and own it and then want to deserve it. But what if you have sinner syndrome or you have enough guilt? It doesn't matter. It's just going to fall off the cliff anyway. So the only way that we're going to do this is if I hold the line and I help you brainwash yourself. Because understand something. Every disease and every sickness, whether it is emotional, mental, physical, or spiritual, whatever that is, okay? Because I don't believe in spiritual, I believe in the spirit. You feed the spirit, you win. That's it. And you are a spirit. Every illness that you have, it's your personality. And every one of you think that your personality is either God-given or you came with it. You didn't. From 0 to 7, whoever was the most prominent, dominant person in your life, that's why you have the personality you have. Now, what I did, okay, I got to the age of around 24, and I said, guess what? I'm not living like this anymore. I'm not talking about suicide. I'm not living like this anymore. Okay, I saw my father wanting to be with Jesus every day, suffer every day, couldn't even tell me that he loved me or my brothers. Yeah, but he was a religious man, all right, carpenter and a born-again Christian pastor. And he suffered all his life. Both my parents passed on before they were 55 of cancer. I'm just getting started. If I would have kept their beliefs, I wouldn't be here. I kept the beliefs that honored, loved, and respected them, and I got rid of all the rest. And that was my job. That was my duty as a parent. Right now you're going, oh, he's so full of it. Some of you. And the reality is this. Do you want your children to love themselves 10%, 20%, 50%, 90%, or 100%? Then why can't you do it for yourself? There's not a person in here that can pull that off yet. And if you tell me that you did, I'll tell you that you haven't even gotten started because I'm still working on it. And I haven't met anybody that believes in my BS as much as I do. Belief system. Be nice. But understand something right now. The whole planet's rotting out. Nobody has bad breath unless they have a manure pile here rotting. Nobody has stinky armpits unless they're rotting down here in their large intestine. 99% of the population have worms because they're low vibrational and they eat low vibrational and they think low vibrational about themselves, and then they get wrapped up in low vibrational bullshit. The bullshit's never going to stop, guys. It's never going to stop. If you're involved in politics, you've got worms. If you're involved in a religion that makes you into a sinner, okay, or makes you feel guilty, you've got worms. You think I'm kidding? You can laugh but it's the truth. Because guess what? Everything is vibration. Everybody here said it was vibration, didn't they? Well, guess what? There's a lot of low vibrational things that we have been taught through the centuries, yes or no? Okay, so think about that for a second, and then we'll move on to this. So I said that imagination was the most important thing. They did say that an image is worth 1,000 words, didn't they? And understand something, your life is just a movie. And every one of you are, guess what? The writer, the director, the producer, and you're the leading star of your movie. Are you the hero or are you a victim? What are you? Let me find out. Can you stand in your power? Do you need approval from people? Do you need love from people? Well, guess what? You're screwed. I don't need anybody to love me. And a lot of people love me, and there's a lot of people that don't like me. There's people right now that don't like what I said. And the reality is this: if you want to find people that like you and like who you are, you're never going to grow. You better find somebody that's got something to say and that will set you free from dysfunctional belief systems. Because if you want to hang around with people that have your same beliefs, then you're not growing. That's it. You're not growing. So let's just, seriously. Not that you're ever going to come and watch my stuff, but you're going to find out that every few weeks, every few months, I get stronger. Every few weeks, every few months, I believe in God, the creator, the source. And I don't believe there's a guy in the sky that's looking down on me, judging me. I've never been judged in my life for that. But should I create the whole universe? And guess what? It's got a stranglehold on everyone. You're going to need a lot of supplements. Because the invisible creates the physical, the psychological rules the biological. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. So from 0 to 7, no matter what goes down, what your parents think, those peers think, what they drink, what they eat, what they do, that is you. So now it's your job to take a look at, to start minding your own business. Minding your own business is the most important thing that you'll ever do in your life. Not minding mine. Not minding his or hers. Minding your own. Observing yourself for unconditional love. No judgment. Holy shit, did I just do that? Wow. And it could be the worst thing that they said that you would go to hell for, and you're just going to go, I got this, baby. Because if you go and you go into guilt over that thing, guess what's going to happen? You're going to stay there. Let me tell you something. Suffering is not the way to the Lord, maybe yours. Suffering is not what you need to do for your family, your children, your husband, your wife. Living the most unbelievable life. And no matter what goes on, we're only going to have probably 3 world wars going on at the same time within about 6 weeks. Okay, they're going to destroy the economy to try to get us into the digital. We're going whether we like it or not, baby. So why don't you just take a look in your house and take a look at the environment in your house. Take a look at the environment of your neighborhood. Ask yourself why you still want to live near 5G towers. Ask yourself why you have so much blue light therapy. I wouldn't do it. I had a headache for the first 6 days that I came here. I live here part-time. But I live in Mexico full-time now because my fulfillment center is just north of here. If you ever see me, I'm wearing these most of the time. These are called Tesla eyewear. They take all blue light and they change it into healing light for my brain and eyes. How many of you even thought about that? Well, I'll get blue blockers. Well, just know that I got to tell you something, guys. Whatever the majority of population is doing, it's killing you. It's killing them. The majority of the population there's never been a time in history where the majority of the population has done anything to actually create a high vibrational frequency light. It's the minority. And whether you believe it or not, I want to be wrong, but let's see how long you live and find out if I'm right. Okay, you're on your own, baby. You need to become your own practitioner. You need to become your own lover, and you need to become your own healer. And you got to go stop going around telling your family and friends how to live. And then you got to show them that you are the light, that you are the frequency, and they're just going to want some. But we're always taught that we got to go out and fix somebody. We got to go out and fix somebody. Because until we fix somebody, guess what? They're not broken, they're programmed. I already told you, the brain is not intelligent. The brain only does 2 things. It runs programs, does that really well, and it dumps chemicals and hormones. Yes, and that's all it does. It doesn't do anything else. So let's cut the crap. Okay? All right. So what really happens here is this: image creates thought. So it doesn't matter. Somebody can tell me something and it might not even be nice. I'm going to connect to my breath. I'm not going to react and attack them. I'm going to go, what can I learn? But I'm not going to burn. I'm not going to burn for anything going on in the planet. I'm not going to burn for anything that you have to say or anybody else has to say. I'm going to stay in the present moment where I have my power. That's where everybody has their power. And I'm going to, what can I learn from this? I know that person is just running a program and they have to lose their shit 3 times a day or every 10 days. They lose it for 7 days. Okay, they have a migraine by Thursday, and then guess what? It goes away by Sunday night, and they're ready to go back to work. All right. So image creates thought. Thought creates emotion. E stands for energy. Energy and motion. That's what we are. Energy and motion is our spirit. I'm not going to call it soul, like it's spirit, because I'm not spiritual. I'm going to feed my spirit. Spiritual, that's another ism. I'm not joining nothing. Okay? It's me and the creator, whatever that is. And I'm not going to pretend I know what that is. I just know this. Okay? It said, you go down there, Daryl. I'm going to stand back because you have a spirit and you have choices. And guess what? If you don't make them, maybe you'll make them next time. Maybe you'll make them the next time. Maybe you'll make them the next time. Okay? All right? Get down on your knees and keep begging God, please. And all you're going to have is arthritis in your knees. Get up, raise your hands up in the air and say, I deserve it. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be well. And then stand in that power. Look, I've got people that tell me, you know, maybe not at this subject, but by the time I leave here, you're going to hell the way you talk today. And I'm going, no, actually, you're going to be in the car going, yeah. So image creates thought, thought creates emotion. E stands for energy, energy and motion. Okay, what does that do? That's a frequency. That's a frequency. And guess what frequencies do? They trigger your brain. And guess what? They either trigger your brain for what? Which is called the dose, which you want all the time. I've got the dose all day. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. Or they create the hack, right? Right? Because guess what? The invisible creates the physical, and that's histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol. And guess what? You're triggering your adrenals, which are on top of your kidneys on a continual basis. And no wonder your kidneys are all fired up. And remember something, the main reason why kidney disease is going through the roof is because you've been pooping in your pelvis. Where do you think the poop's going? For God's sakes. Seriously. The most important thing that you could ever do is bowel management. Okay, does this remind you of anyone? How about everybody almost? Everybody gets bloated, right? Everybody's got the love handles. Okay, everybody's got it hanging down over their belt. Well, that's the large intestine falling down and out. Love handles are actually fat cells. Fat cells are created. Hey, listen, you got to get this. The more fat cells you have, the more infected and inflamed you are. That's it. Fat cells are made for that. That's it. I'm going to get into my story in a few minutes. So understand something right now. It's called repetition. It's called repetition. It's called repetition. It's called repetition. That's what it is. So you need to decide what you want to change. And then guess what? You know, people will say, oh my God, I've got so many things I've got to work on. I really do. There's so much I need. And then first of all, when people say, will you forgive me? I'll go, no, I won't, because I never judged you. You might want to get rid of that one too. The practicing of forgiveness, seriously, some people do it all their life and they don't get anywhere, do they? Yes or no? Help me out here. I mean, I'm just a new guy on the block, right? Yeah, I'm going to rock my world every second. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'm going to love myself unconditionally. I'm going to care for myself unconditionally. And guess what? That means that that's going to give me a lot of energy. That means that it's going to keep me in the present moment so that I can keep my family and my friends and my clients as safe as possible. Because guess what? Whenever you aren't in the present moment, you're in the past or you're in the future, which means that you don't have an eye on anything, nothing. You're distracted, you're disrupted. That's the reality of it. So, you know, I tell people, you know, people go, oh my God, there's so much I have to work on. I just got to focus on getting rid of things. You don't have to focus on getting rid of anything. Okay, I'm called the doc of detox. That was a good marketing ploy, eh? Let me tell you something right now. You know how you detox? You bring your vibration up on an emotional, physical, and spirit level. That's how you do it. You take a look at everything and you go, is that the highest frequency? All right. When I call my mother, I'm down for 2 days. Well, don't call her anymore. Don't call her. She'll find someone else to call. Okay? Oh, well, I think I'm stronger now. I'll call her. Bang, they're going to go down again. Okay? Do you understand? You keep on doing it. Every one of you run programs. You don't believe me? Just watch yourself for 24 hours. Watch yourself for a week. Okay? Let's see if you can walk around with a slight smile on your face connected to the lion heart breath, 4 seconds in and 6 seconds out. And then if you can't put your hand on your heart, keep your hand on your heart. You only process through your heart. And then guess what? You're going to heal. And then picture a God spot in there and you are going to ignite the flame. That's how that works. I don't have much time up here, but I'm going to tell you something right now. You don't know me, but you might want to follow me. So let's take Cindy. Okay? This is true. I'm coming here. I'm going to Dr. Michael's place tomorrow. I'm doing a 4-hour online event. My name is Dr. Darryl Wolfe, by the way. And I will be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't know, still things. I just need to keep up with stuff they do. Anyways, and I'm going to be on this for 4 hours showing you that it's all BS. It's all BS. So Cindy came to me, and this was only Cindy 2 days ago, and I am going to put Cindy's video. I asked her, she said, go ahead and do it. Now, why did I want to do Cindy? Well, she's the last person I worked on, which was 2 nights ago. Cindy came in with breast cancer. They call it cancer. There's no such thing as cancer. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to go through a lot of stuff. So if you're not taking this, you might want to go back on Facebook or TikTok or somewhere, because I'm going to give you a lot of things, especially if you're a health practitioner and you're going to want to take them from me. But guess what? I give everything away. You can take everything I have, put your name on it. Doesn't matter the books I write, the videos I do, it's yours. Don't give me any credit. You need to jump on that surfboard and help as many people as you can. Take everything I have and just make it yours. Okay? So Cindy comes to me. Cindy was diagnosed 3 years ago. Okay? If you go to bhnapp.com and join my app, it's the world's largest health app. It was just released 3 days ago and it's had 1 million impressions. Yeah. Come on, who's this guy? I've never heard of him. Okay. Anyway, so Cindy comes to me and Cindy has a tumor. Remember something, guys? Do you love this? 15, 20 years ago, they called fibroid, which was benign, right? A fibroid. Then they would call, something that was malignant, a tumor. Now they call them all tumors. You know what? They're psychos. Okay, they've got families, they've got hearts, they've got spirits, but they're psychos. You know what? They can't stand up for themselves. They can't. There's a chokehold on them. Nobody owns me. There's no authority over me. And I ain't scared of nobody. Just a year and a half ago, just a little story for you because you don't know me. A year and a half ago, if you go look up, it'll say that I murdered 3 people. Yeah, the same media, TV, radio place that gets 66% of their financing from the government has come after me. Well, that was the board company. Okay, and they actually came on and they talked to me, hey, honey, and they said, guess what? We're coming for you again. Okay, so I'm going to Canada, and they're from out of Canada, and it's the CDC. And guess what? Every time I go, don't I, honey? I call them up and I go, or no, I don't call them up. I go online and I go, listen, I'm coming to Canada, so get the police and come and arrest me. You know, anybody who murders people should be arrested, right? So understand something. Come from your heart, not your head. It's really important. So Cindy comes and she goes, yeah, I want you to work on me, Dr. Wolfe. So I'm going to be showing this tomorrow. I have what's called the Sonic regeneration machine. It's 10,000 volts put into a love harmonic. So she comes in. She's got a tumor. Okay. That's what they call it. But does anybody know what a tumor is made of? What's it made out of? Oh, malignant cells. Oh, really? No. There's no such thing as malignant cells. And understand, there's no such thing as diseases. There's only inflammation caused from infection on the physical and emotional level. Just like people go around and say, like even health lecturers, they go, well, during the pandemic, could you just wake up? During the pandemic, you know what, guys? Let's think about what we say. We are spreading stuff like manure out there. Really, try to bring your stuff up to a higher level. See if you can do that. Okay, the whole thing is a ruse. You do know, guess what? You can't get the chlorine out of the water, can't get the fluoride out of the water, can't stop Monsanto with their glyphosate. I mean, I could go through the list and I'd be here until here. Understand, you're not going to accomplish anything. Okay, you can protest, but if you're going to do it with your hand on your heart, because it's going to make you sick. Most protesters have illnesses, don't they? Yeah, and headaches. Okay, so if you're going to protest, do it. You know what? I'm a lover, not a fighter. It's called unconditional love. I look after myself. I look after my family. I make sure I give them the highest vibrational choices every which way. So Cindy comes to me and she goes, okay, I've got a 4-inch by 3.5 inch. You'll see it. I videoed the whole thing. Okay. And guess what? You want to know something? This is the last person I worked on. So just so you know, this isn't a luck of the draw. Do you give the money back guarantee? You give the money? I do. I give a money back guarantee on my treatments, on my consultations, on my courses, and on my master classes. Do you know why I have to? Because when you go out there and make a difference, you better make sure you're giving a money back guarantee. Long as you're doing work and it's not making a big difference, it's not coming for you. You think about that. So Cindy comes in and I go, okay, so let's take a look at it. So I go, okay, we'll do 400 pulses with the subsonic regeneration. Then I'll do the non-surgical. And you'll see, I take pictures, I do video all the way through. It took me 23 minutes to reduce her tumor down to 1 inch. We're talking about stage 4 here, supposedly. Okay, that's what they said. And guess what? A tumor is calcification and scar tissue. Did you know that? That's all it is. Okay, and mutation, get rid of the word mutation. It just doesn't have any oxygen. Okay, anything is mutating is lacking 35% of oxygen. Okay, let me just go through this now. So I will put this up probably tomorrow when I do this show, but it'll be taken down because she said you can show my breasts because she wants everybody to see. And she knew I was going to come and rock her world because she's been following me for 3 years. I don't care if you got a knee problem, an ankle problem. I don't care if you got a heart problem. You can have a blockage of 93%, which is pretty huge, right? I'll give you a money back guarantee that you cancel your surgery. Understand something, it's all about scar tissue and calcification. And remember something, the person that is the sickest has more osteoporosis because you have to rob Peter to pay Paul. Because you're actually robbing your calcium to buffer down the acidity so you can keep the alkalinity because of the inflammation. And inflammation means inflame and it's eating up the oxygen. And we already know only one person received the Nobel Prize, which is Dr. Otto Warburg for the discovery of cancer. So anyways, then Cindy goes and she goes home. And I said, Cindy, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, do I have to do more non-surgical? So what I did was I did self-sonic regeneration. I have a technique that I created when I was 28 years old. I've been doing it since then, where I lovingly go in and I pull the scar tissue apart. So you just pull, see, here it is, guys. So what you got is you got a knot. That would be a fibroid or a knot in your neck, which is, okay, with her, this would be a tumor. Or you could have a fibroid, or you just have a knot in your neck. And every time you get stressed out or tired, you get pain down your arm. Or you could have a knot in your breast, or you could have it anywhere in your body. And the more inflammation you have, the more you have dehydration, the more your tendons and ligaments shrink, and the more that your muscles become like what? How many people here have eaten beef jerky? Well, who do you think this is? Grandpa, are you okay? There's no such thing as old age. There's no such thing as old age. Okay, Lori and I, before we left here, we just played racquetball. We got a racquetball court in the back. We live in Zihuatanejo, Mexico, when we're not up here. And we played our kids, right, honey? And we whooped their butts. Because guess what? We are mentally sharp, okay? We know that we have unlimited possibility. And we eat, think, and drink, and live, and do what we're supposed to do because we love, honor, and respect ourselves. And guess what? You can't love, honor, and respect yourself. Do you know why? Because it's selfish and you might go to hell. And guess what? That's what people say, right? If you take time for yourself and you eat, oh, you're a healthman. Okay. All right. If you do this and this, and it's a little bit different than the herd, then they're going to come after you. But no one's going to come after me because you got to do something long enough and strong enough. And then your family and your friends, they give up on trying to get you back into a lower vibrational lifestyle. Yes or no? Did I make that up? I'm traveling fast here. Okay. All right. So anyway, so the next morning I do, she comes in, I said, well, we're going to do 200 pulses of the subsonic regeneration on your grass. She goes, okay, but before you do, I said, yeah, but she goes, Dr. Wolfe, when I went home, it was 1 inch, and I got up this morning, there was nothing left. And I didn't heal her. I didn't heal her. I am not a healer. So what I did is put in the electrical current. Oh, I did say that we were electrical magnetic energy beings. Yes. Isn't that what everybody's saying here? But they're not really getting into it. Okay. All right. So anyways, it's all about circulation. If you have perfect circulation, you have perfect health, right? Okay. So I only really deal with two major devices, and one's called cardio med bed. Remember when I told you about the 93% blockage? Well, in 35 hours, I'll have that person having a brand new set of arteries just by putting them on my cardio med bed. Understand, you don't need a lot. You just need to know if you have perfect circulation, you got perfect health, and that we're electrical magnetic beings, and we are 0.04 volts in every cell. And the reality is when it goes lower than that, we get into trouble, and then the mitochondria calcify.